Yep. But speaking of the Spurs, there was a big time trade today. Um, in the NBA, Dejounte Murray, one-time All-Star this year, got traded to the Atlanta Hawks for Danilo Gallinari and three first-round picks and a few pick swaps, if I'm not mistaken. A big-time trade package. Dejounte Murray, obviously, said point guard average 22, 8, and 8 this year. Did I say obviously point guard? I meant to say first-time All-Star, if I did.
First time All Star. You said All Star.
Yeah. Um, but anyways, I mean, you have what's your thoughts on the trade?
I think, as far as Atlanta's thinking, they got a steal. I think it's a trade for both teams that fits both teams, because what the Spurs are trying to do is what the Thunder did: build up assets, get a bunch of picks, and not have to pay their good players, which is exactly what they did. But I think it works out for both of them. I think Dejounte Murray, though, is definitely going to have a smaller role in the Hawks. Of course, obviously, than he did on the Spurs. He could do whatever he wanted on the Spurs because he was the only guy there. But as far as equal value, I think they got equal value.
Yeah, I mean, with the way I see it, I think the Spurs got a great deal for Dejounte. Now, personally, I want to trade to Dejounte. I don't know why they felt the need to, but when compared to other trades, like for example, the Drew Holiday trade to the Bucks a couple years ago, I feel like they got a lot better value than what the Pelicans got for Drew Holiday. If I'm not mistaken, they got like two picks back. I don't remember if they got any players back. Obviously,
I
Drew
don't
Holiday
remember
was a
the
little
trade.
older. Drew Holiday was a little older, but basically, I think it was two first round picks they got back, and they just got three first round picks and swaps. I mean, Gallo, he might get waived. We'll have to wait and see. But I think when you compare to trades like that, I think they got great value for Jonathan Murray. And then the Hawks side, I really have to wait and see. I'm not the biggest fan of the offensive um, fit between Trae and Jonathan Murray. I feel like they're both guys who need the ball in their hands. Neither guys I really trust off the ball. I know Trae can shoot the ball well, but I mean, if he doesn't have the ball, he's not like Steph Curry. I mean, nobody's really like Steph Curry, but he's not going to be running around screens trying to get open. He's going to be
Yeah,
standing at the top of the key. He might catch and shoot from there at the wing, but he's not moving trying to get open. It's almost like a 4-on-5 in a sense when he does not have the ball in his hands. Then DeJounte, I'm not worried about him shooting. You know, he's a 32% three-point shooter, I think. So just the offensive fit to give up that much value to build next to Trae, I'm not sure the biggest fan, but but at the same time, I do think that Jante, he was an all defensive player at one point in his career. I know he made all defensive team. DeAndre Hunter, great defender. You can have two great perimeter defenders next to Trae. That might be kind of the route they're thinking. They're like, all right, let's see if we can kind of mesh the roles of Trae and DeJounte offensively. Can they fit well enough that the defense overpowers this? Kind of have to wait and see. But overall, to give that much value for just a fit I don't personally trust in. Now, let's wait and see what the rest of the team looks like because John Collins, we'll get to in a second. It's a good chance he's gone. Clint Capella, it's a good chance he's gone. So let's see the team they build around them. Maybe I have less concerns. They create more spacing, more anti-weight ability. But just those two pairing together offensively, I don't think it's going to be terrible. But at the same time, that you could have gotten a lot better fit for the value you give up for it.
I completely agree with you. That was my one thing with the trade is I don't know if they're going to mesh, because you got two, at least when they're on their respective teams, they're two ball dominant point guards. I don't know who's going to take the ball up. I think, to be honest, Trae would probably play the two. But he would, like you said, he would need to learn to come around those screens and pop shots. It's something that you completely need to learn. They're kind of like, and they're not the same player. Obviously, Trae's a shooter. They're not the same player anywhere near. It's just they're two similar roles where they're the point guard, and none of them have really played shooting guard in their respective systems. So it's going to be a weird thing, but I'm sure they'll work around it. They're two amazing players. But yeah, I agree with you. They're not the best mesh, at least for the value they gave up. They could have gotten somebody that would have fit at least the system better.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know anyone specifically at the top of my head, but I would have probably gone for a more two-way guy. Like I like someone who's a better catch and shoot guy. Like basically all the strengths of Dejounte offensively, I don't really need next to Trae. I kind of need what he has offensively, like efficiency wise. Like I want a catch and shoot guy next to Trae, and that can play defense. That's just the way I see it personally. Like I said, I can't think of anybody specifically top of my head. Like also, if they want another ball handler, I would maybe try going for Malcolm Brogdon, not as good of a player as Dejounte Murray, but a much better fit next to Trae Young because he
Hundred
can handle
percent.
the ball, but he is a more natural shooting guard. He's a more natural off ball guy than really a
I
point guard.
I would have loved that fit completely. Then how you said it, that would have been amazing. Brogdon, Trae Young, put Brogdon at the two. I'd have loved that way more than Dejounte Murray and Trae Young, to be completely honest.
Yeah,
Do you
and
think they do you think they got distracted with name, or do you think it was just
I
because
think
it doesn't seem like an NBA fit? You know what I mean?
I personally think DeJounte and Trey are friends, and I think they both wanted it for each other, and the front
Mm.
office listened to Trey. I think it
Fair
has a little
enough.
bit to do with that. And I mean, it could work out. DeJounte, like I said, I mean, DeJounte's better than Brogdon, in my opinion, and he is a great player. But I just got to see it before I believe it
I'm with you
with
on the
those two.
exact same page on that completely. It could work out because they're both amazing players, but it's just as a third person aspect, it's like you don't see the mesh, but anything could happen.